Today we're going to be looking at another deck as an alternative to the Rider-Waite deck. I always start students out with the Rider-Waite deck because of the symbolism, and it is the deck that is most commonly used. But it's true that some people are just not really drawn to the deck for several different reasons. They find other decks out there that are much more appealing and they feel more comfortable with. One of the reasons that I think the Rider-Waite has gotten some bad press is because of some of the cards. We have the Devil card here, and this card is a card that some people have used in a very, very negative manner. You know, they leave it as a calling card for doing serial killing or what have you. And so the deck that I've got out here right now, which is the Gilded Deck, you can see the Devil isn't much better, but it's not quite, and let's get it in there, it's not quite as scary looking as this one is from the traditional Rider-Waite. One of the other cards that people hate to see in readings, of course, this is the Rider-Waite Death card. And once again, for those of you that have learned how to read the tarot, this does not necessarily mean physical death. 99% of the time it does not, but it's still a very frightening card for people to see. So in the Gilded Deck, it really isn't that much better, but it's just a little prettier. One more card in the Major Arcana I'm just going to show you. This is the Moon card in the Rider-Waite deck, and in the Gilded Deck, this is the Moon card, and it's very, very pretty. It still has, you know, the crab coming out of the water, and then the domesticated animals such as the dog and the wolf blocking the way for the pathway into enlightenment. Now, I find it interesting that in the Rider-Waite, this to me looks like a lobster, and yet some people see it as a crab peeking out of the pond and seeing if it's safe to move out. So those are just a few cards that you can use for comparison, putting two decks together that are still the traditional 78 card deck. Now, I've put a reading out here that I'm just going to do for myself very quickly. I'm making a move pretty soon. I'm going to have to go through all the motions of looking for a new place to live, and I've been wondering if I will be successful in finding that place as soon as I get to my destination. So I'm just doing an abbreviated Celtic cross here, and I call it the 6-card spread. But you've got your first card situation, which is the 7 of Cups, crossed by the Queen of Wands. The basis of the situation is the 8 of Pentacles, and in the recent past, or, you know, past years, that could stand for recent or just in the past. We've got the 5 of Cups, showing some disappointment. Now, crowning the reading, right at the top, what I call on the radar screen position, is the World. So that's looking very encouraging for me. And then there's another card, the Wheel of Fortune, that I see is very, very encouraging as well in answer to my question. Now, I could do just a simple yes-no on this, but I want more information. I want something to come forth that gives me more than just a simple yes-no answer. So let's just take a look at this reading. First of all, you might notice that if you can see the cards like I'm hoping that you can, I had to scrunch them in to kind of fit into the camera. These cards do not have the esoteric symbolism really standing out as you would have on a Rider-Waite card. You know, we've got the King who's fallen, we've got the river Styx back here, that's the Egyptian river that ferries the dead to the promised land, if you will. And we've got a bishop here, and we've got a sun rising, or is it setting? And then we have, you know, the 5-sided rose, a lot of symbolism. And then when you look at the Death card for the Gilded, It still has that five-sided rose, but there's a lot of the other symbolism that's missing. The white horse is not something that the armored devil, or not devil, but death is sitting on, but is actually placed on a shield. So is this going to really abbreviate your readings or not cause you to be able to bring forth the psychic information? I don't think so. But I always feel like it's very good for people to start out with the ancient symbolism of the tarot. So let's take a look at this reading. Seven of Cups is the first card out. Very pretty. We don't have the person gazing at the cups like we do in the Rider-Waite, but there's still seven cups out there showing various aspects of the question, ways to go, things that could happen. And so that's me kind of wondering what my choices are. And there may be several choices that's going to cause me to have some real decision making ahead of me. Now we have the Queen of Wands, and this isn't my significator card. My own significator is the Queen of Cups, although I don't put a significator out when I do readings. I don't like to take a card out of the deck. But it looks like a very energetic woman, the Queen of Wands, very helpful, very charismatic. Maybe I'm very drawn to this person. Now, she could be a fire sign, so this might represent one of my friends, my very dear friends in Phoenix, who might be helping me with the situation. So I'll have to, be on the alert for that. Like maybe she has seen something or has some good ideas for me. But this is definitely impacting the question. So I look forward to either a light-haired woman or a fire sign woman really helping me out and directing me in a direction that is very good for me, because I'm determined not to settle on the first thing that I see out of desperation, because it is a move across country. Now, the basis of the reading is the Eight of Cups. So it looks like, I've been there before, and, I've had to do some real footwork, and what I have to look for is a place that will have an office space for me. I've got a lot of office furniture. I need a place to work that I find very illuminating and lighthearted, and just a good place to spend a lot of my day, because I am in my office most of the day. Hardly ever go into my bedroom during the day. Five of Cups in the past. We have the Five of Cups here, and this gentleman is kneeling on the grass rather than standing up as in the Rider-Waite. So it's pretty much the same symbolism, with the two cups behind him representing aspects of the question, or maybe benefits or blessings that he's not seeing. But we do have some spilled cups, cups tipped over. And there have been a few times where I've moved into a place that I wished I hadn't, because I did it so quickly, just needed a place to move into, and found that it was really not what I was looking for at all. And so I don't want to repeat that. So let's go to the crowning. It looks like I really am going to find what my heart's desire is and what I'm looking for. It looks like I will have a lot of freedom to choose what I want. I have all the elements necessary to meet requirements. All the money's involved, down payments, what have you, security deposits. And, I can really choose just about anywhere that I want to be. So that's really encouraging for me, because I do have a specific place, an area, a locale that I've lived in before that I really want to move back into. So here we have, in the immediate future, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So I like this even better, and it just, to me, it came upright. None of these cards were reversed. I didn't switch them around, so I'm really encouraged about that. But even if they had, I would have read them objectively, because when I give myself readings, I don't cheat. I really, what's the point of doing the reading? I really read them as if I were someone else reading me, and then see what comes. But the Wheel of Fortune is telling me, it's almost like a karmic gift to me, that something is coming that is going to be very, very positive. And the timing, I'm seeing the 12 signs of the zodiac here. The timing is going to be just right, and the Wheel of Fortune is moving to the top. So this move, to me, if I were asking, should I make this move with a spread like this, it would definitely be a yes. I would definitely take it as yes. This move is going to be a good thing, and you should follow through with it. So I just put up a movie about the pendulum, and so I'm just going to see what happens. I want to get it still. And I'm not even going to look at it. Let's just see what way it goes. I'm going to be asking the same question. Am I going to find the right kind of place for me to live that will make me happy in every way? And I'm really not doing anything, and it's going in a clockwise direction in a circle. So I like that too. It's not shaking or showing resistance. If I were trying to make the pendulum move the way I wanted it to, it would tend to do that, or it just wouldn't want to move at all. Okay, so we're going counterclockwise, no. But we started out with a clockwise yes, and so I find that very, very encouraging. In fact, it's picking up speed. Happy little pendulum, okay. So you can see that working with another deck, that is the traditional 78 card deck, is not that difficult to migrate to after learning on the Rider-Waite deck. These cards are very pretty. Again, it's called the Gilded Deck, and yet there are so many other cards, as you saw earlier in the video, that are quite beautiful as well. And I always say to people, if you're going to pick up a new deck, really take your time with it and look at the decks in the stores and just see what deck really draws you. Maybe you're drawn to an animal deck. Maybe you're drawn to a Celtic deck. Maybe you're drawn to a cosmic deck, you know, and most of them have the little books that come with them, and then sometimes people have written a whole huge book that goes along with a new deck. But again, I thought I would just show you the Gilded here, and you can see how beautiful it is. So thank you for watching, and our next movie is going to show the Osho Zen deck.